For me, maybe the nicest memory is when we had the opportunity to travel to Arua and also to travel to Berbera, to the smaller cities, as generally in research you would stay more in the capital, in the big city, and not really go into the deep heart of the country. And this opportunity was given in Somaliland and Uganda equally, the possibility to understand, to see what from a centristic European view can be considered as a periphery of urban development. And that, of course, the periphery of this urban development can also be very, very central and very, very core to many people's life. For the possibility to talk to all kinds of society representatives, to talk to real estate agents, to talk to the government, to meet a local government, to talk to researchers, of course, our partners in both countries, the research institutions, universities we work with. That was very enriching for my own experience. And I'm especially grateful to a wonderful team that we had, and a very diverse team with DPU and IPE Triple Line, with our colleagues from IHS, and the possibility to come from different perspectives and bring that together. We had very long and intense brainstorming sessions, both in London as well in Rotterdam, in Kampala. Our kickoff workshop was very intense. We had, from the very beginning, we understood that we are talking about something very complex. And while understanding this complexity, we were, of course, also not able to completely and fully understand it together. But these different perspectives that we brought together to try to understand it, and also the contradictions and the opposites of what we thought is true, was maybe one of the steepest learning curves that we had in the project. And I also think that DFID with this approach has given not only us as self-learning institutions, but also that the stakeholders and the people we involved throughout the project, DFID provided a learning opportunity. And I hope also that through our understanding about urban development and the issues of justice in cities, has given us and everybody who was involved the opportunity to be more comprehensive about the next steps, what is needed to do, how we have to address urban development in Africa, how we have to see the possibility of their own way.
If I were to speak on the memories I have of my visit to Hargeysa, I'd have a memory for each day. So to simply put, the hospitality of the Somali people is exceptional. The team of researchers from IHS were given the utmost consideration from the first day we arrived all the way to our departure. I would like to extend thank you to Jama Muse Jama and his team at the Hargeysa Cultural Center for providing us with the space to interact and experience the local culture in an edutaining way. Also, special thank you to Hannah Darwish for being such a great chaperone and friend, and Warda Hassan Mohammed for making my time at the Lion Garden memorable. And finally, if you're ever in Hargeysa, grab a few samosas and Somali tea from the Syrian cafe. I can assure you, you'll leave wanting more.
Yeah, the interesting bit of this project was that we used to engage household members who were obstable in Arua, whereby they could give you a chair, sit, give you mangoes around, and to enjoy them as you really have those discussions in the process. Then the other thing was that we used the maps.me, a tool that I've never used, that could actually land you randomly in any household, whereby I landed on a household that is led by the veteran, whereby he ended up even shooting me. But because of the conversation we had an engagement and we agreed, and we participated harmoniously within the discussion, the survey.
I think one of the things I'll remember this project for the most is how we've all worked on trust with each other. We've all respected and appreciated each other's strengths and limitations and worked together to create a really great project.
Some nice memories, anecdotes about the project. Oh wow, okay, I have a lot of fond memories about the project, particularly kind of with the team. Having lived with my fellow junior researchers for a month almost, Brekas, Julia, and Alston. Yeah, it was really just such a kind of nice little homey experience. But if I would take one memory, it would be going to Hidoda. I know I've not said that right, but you know, sorry. And kind of experiencing the cultural performances, the band, also kind of the structure itself was kind of, it's really kind of breathtaking. So yes, the music. I don't like performing in front of people, so freaking out about that, yeah, and having the rest of the table kind of laugh at me, but still, it's a memorable experience for me.
Swimming in the Red Sea in Berbera, the road trips from Kampala to Arua, and interacting with quite a number of enumerators that were very enthusiastic and contributed to a great degree to the success of this project.
And as a person who loves people, it was very energizing talking to various people from different backgrounds and how they go about their business in Kampala, under the Kampala sun. Thank you very much.
For this question, I collected a few pictures that I want to share with you. This picture I took in Arua in May 2018. For the household survey, we used tablets to facilitate the data collection. So at the beginning of the training of the enumerators, we had to go to get all these tablets ready. Dorcas and I sat in the hotel room for hours, going through every single tablet to charge it, take off unnecessary software, install the survey in the mapping software, load the survey, activate it, etc. It wasn't the most exciting work to do, but when I saw the picture, it did bring back nice memories of those times. Both in Arua and in Kampala, the end of the training of the enumerators was a special moment. Everyone was elated and ready to get started with the implementation of the survey. You can really see the enthusiasm and even some kind of euphoria in the pictures. I really think back to these times with fondness. I only went to Somaliland at the very end of the project. I had been writing up the analysis results, and for me it was really special to get to experience the country and get a connection between what I had been writing and what I was seeing.
The project had immense experiences. Some were good, others were a bit harsh. For example, my group, we went to some communities that were impenetrable, where you wouldn't even get a way through. Most of the slums in Kampala, you move in, but you cannot even remember where you entered from, and you don't have any clue of where you will get out from. The maps that we had, yes, they had roads, but some roads were not on the devices and we would hustle. But there was a very interesting memory that I'll never forget, meeting new friends and making friends, especially our colleague Els from the Netherlands. It was very, very refreshing to find that I have a friend and I have a friend in her. But otherwise, it was an interesting project. I wish most of these projects would keep on coming to Uganda and to other parts of the country. Thank you so much.
The project gave me very many opportunities to visit different places that I had never visited, like Hargeysa in Somaliland and United Kingdom, where I attended the different workshops that were involved in the project. And also I met very many new valuable friends who added a lot on my research knowledge and understanding about the spatial inequalities and land transactions. Thank you very much.
During the fieldwork in Uganda, I had the chance to go to the Kampala Old Taxi Park. The area is a massive, massive parking, which is packed with minibuses and people, motorcycles everywhere. It's for sure one of the craziest places I ever visited in my life. I had a chance to take some photos, and one of them was published in the National Geographic Traveler, which is a great memory which I will have for me forever.
For me, the survey tools and methods gave me some of the most interesting memories. I remember how I went into areas that I've never been before. But one time I was following a geolocation point and moved all the way, and then I realized the household that it led me to was a shrine. I got scared because I'm a Christian and I don't usually associate with shrines, and it was the only household in that location. So I just had to be confident, and I spoke to the person who was in that household, and interestingly they were accommodating and they gave me the information. But the whole experience of going there was funny and scary in some kind of way.
The best memories of this project date back to the fieldwork in Hargeysa. During 1 month of fieldwork, I also had the opportunity to participate as a speaker to the Somali Studies International Association Congress, where I exposed the results and outcomes of my master thesis. That has been an incredible and memorable experience. Apart of this, of course, during 1 month, I got very close with my friends and colleagues, Bregas, Alston and Diane, and also with my professor and mentor, Alex and Dorcas. We supported each other on a daily basis, and we had a lot of fun and to share this experience and to discover this new world together.
And some nice memories or anecdotes. I mean, it was a great experience working on this project with 5 really competent but quite different research partners, all with different research interests, and undertaking mixed methods. What was great is that we all gave each other opportunities to get involved on the various pieces of research. We all travelled to some of these wonderful cities together. Some quite, let's say, lesser visited parts of East Africa. A real highlight for me was being invited with the research team in Hargeysa, Somaliland, to an evening with the president and his cabinet, where we got an opportunity to explain or introduce some of our research. Fantastic experience.
Perhaps I could start, in terms of enjoyable moments, actually picking up on the difficulty in defining and analysing spatial justice. That challenge alone accounted for some enjoyable and sometimes difficult debates, especially I remember in Kampala, with the whole research team involved in trying to work out how to address it. Working in Berbera also provides always the welcome opportunity to visit the old centre, sadly crumbling, but so redolent of its rich history. And of course, Berbera also offers the chance of a visit to the beach. Lovely memories that add a great deal to a research project. But I also remember Arua very fondly for the wonderful time we had as a team working out how to collect the data we needed for the land transaction biographies. It was great to bring the whole group for that work package together, from Somaliland and from Uganda, from Kampala to Arua. Random passing strangers in the streets of Arua were accosted by our team, eager to test interview questions and techniques. In most cases, people were only too happy to talk and gave us valuable insights very early on into land markets, well before we'd actually planned to start collecting that data formally. That was a great memory.
The nice memories I can share about the project is that a target was set for each research assistant in order to retain the gadgets they are using for data collection. And I think all the research assistants met the target, and I give thanks to the research team for the wonderful offer. And also, after the completion of the data collection, there was a get-together party, which we really enjoyed. It was nice, and this was first of its kind in my research or data collection time, that after data collection or research activity, you organize or you have a get-together party. It was really, really wonderful, and to me, it is one of the nice memories I can really share about the project. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Yeah, so during the project we had so many interesting memories actually. First of all, starting during the training sessions, we had so many fun time. For example, when we were having the training sessions one-on-one, they were really fun, first time doing it. It was really half-some, and then we had to pull up everyone. It was really fun. Actually, the most interesting part was actually when one of the enumerators thought Rotterdam was a very small city in Europe. Yeah, it's a small village actually. Yeah, so it was really very interesting. And also during data collection, I happened to go to one of my colleges, and it was a home of a geography teacher. And he wondered how I reached this place and how we are coordinating everything. So I helped him know the coordinates of his home, and he was really thrilled, and he promised to go and see it with his students. So we had a fun time. They invited me for tea, but then I had so many other coordinates to attend to. Yeah, so yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice with people in the community.
One of the very special aspects of this project for me was working closely with our local partners in Uganda and Somaliland. And one of the highlights for me was the Red Sea Cultural Foundation in Hargeysa, which is really a remarkable place. It's a gathering place where people come to meet each other, to discuss, to listen to music, to read, and the Cultural Foundation and the Center have a library, which is really a unique resource in Somaliland, particularly for young people, but the place also attracts older people. All kinds of people come there to meet each other, which is really unique. And we spent many hours there meeting with some of our respondents. So this is a very good memory. And looking back at this from these coronavirus times, you realize how precious a resource a center like that is, where we can actually physically meet each other and interact.
The get-together party at the closure of the project at Oasis was the most memorable day. Thanks a lot.
It was exciting having taken part in the research component on the complex land markets, which was first of its kind, and this could form a basis on future kinds of researches. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
The interesting memories to me, it's around the dynamics of doing research in Kampala and in Arua. I found it difficult conducting interviews of institutions in land markets here in Kampala than in Arua. Arua, it was much easier. People were more open and willing to answer questions and to be asked and to give out information, and they could give in fact more information than asked. While in Kampala it was quite difficult. It was so hectic. There was a lot of back and forth in Kampala. So to me that is the not nice memory, but one of the most interesting memories that I really can.
The best bits have been the opportunities to meet with our partners, both on the ground in the early workshop in Kampala, in the EIARF conference in Nairobi in last November, and the interesting exchange in a final workshop in London at University College. As with any research of this kind, the real joy is in working with, on the one hand, with old friends, particularly making new ones, and the collective experience offered by this kind of intensive investigation of an area that is of growing policy importance in one of the most rapidly urbanizing regions of the world.
From the workshop and interaction with the colleagues in Somaliland, and particularly the university students, it was apparent that there is a big concern and increasing concern among these people of the situation regarding land markets dynamics in the cities. However, there was also a lot of optimism that these colleagues are ready to learn and share experiences from other countries so as to improve their situation. This makes me quite optimistic about future improvement of the situation in Somaliland particularly. From the interaction with the colleagues, it was also apparent that the research study on land markets and spatial qualities in Somaliland has started to make an impact. Many colleagues were inspired by the findings and find them quite grounded. At the same time, the other experiences drawn into the process has made quite a good impact, increasing the understanding, awareness, and the need for action.